Hello, I'm the Watch Golem, bringing you videos on watches, horology, and the odd clock. So, customary wristwatch check. Today, I am wearing on my left wrist a Seiko mid-size diver. It's an SUG 095, and this is Seiko's mid-size diver they had before the SKX. I think it was the 013 came out. And on my right wrist, nothing at all today. Okay, now I'm a very, very, very big fan of tool watches, in particular chronographs, of which I own quite a few. And it all started many years ago with some quartz analog chronographs. And then in the early noughties, while looking for an automatic chronograph, I found an automatic Seiko chronograph. And I thought, hey, it came in a batch of 3 watches. And I looked at them, I thought, they look good. And I bought them. And this is the watch I bought. And this is a Seiko 6138011. Is it 011 or 0001? I can never quite remember. Anyway, 0011. There you go. Also known as the UFO, because when you turn it that way, some people think it looks like a UFO. But what I can tell from the pamphlets, etc., from the era, is that it was known as the Yachting. I don't know why, but hey. And this was the 6138 movement that came out after the 6139. So the 6139 is a 30-minute chronograph watch. Automatic, no hacking, no hand winding, and it measured 30 minutes. But the 6138 came with a couple of extra features, which are it had a 12-hour counter at the top, and it hand wind, and it had a higher joule count of 21 joules. So it was like they came after the 6139s, and they are pretty fantastic watches. Now there are a lot of 6138s, a lot of weird ones because it was the 70s. Particularly, they came out the sort of early to mid 70s. There are ones with square subdials, round cases, square subdials. They're, of course, the famous bullhead, with its almost sort of cushion-cased subdials. And there were all sorts of different variations. But I've always thought that this and what was known as the blue eye, the 61 Jumbo, that's it, the 6138 Jumbo, were the nicest looking because of the round dials. And I think this is probably the nicest looking of them all. And it came with a few extra features others didn't. Up here, and I will try and zoom in, focus in, they have serrated pushers. That's quite important. And the crowns are very specific to the 6138s. But the construction is very similar to the 6139s, but they are pretty much fantastic watches. You get a domed crystal. This one is all original. And this is one of the, as what I can tell, earlier ones. I think this one is from 1970. Let me just double check. Yeah, this is from January 1971. So it's one of the first. So they did slightly variations. You can tell that because it has on it water 70 meters resist. And then I have this one, which is one of the later ones. Again, this is all original. I'm going to zoom in on it. The crystal has been polished, unfortunately, so it's lost it. But this one's classified as a Seiko 5 speed timer. But again, it's got the water 70 meters resist on it. This one is from, I think, 72. Yeah, this one from about July 1972. And then round about one of the final incarnations they did. Now this one's, it's all original bar. It's missing a serrated pusher and the original crown, which I really must get an original crown and stem for this one. But by the mid-70s, they're just saying chronograph automatic. But there were variations, and some of the Japanese models have variations on them. Some of them didn't have loom dials, which I thought was wrong. As you can see on this one, the minute hand is much longer than the minute hand on this one. But it's original. This has an orange second hand. These two have yellow second hands. This one's very faded, as you can see. But they are pretty fantastic watches, and the bang for buck on these is amazing. Yes, of course, like all Seiko vintage Seikos, they're going up in value, but they are still affordable. So let's do a quick measurements. So let's do thickness first. They are just over 15 mil in thickness. They are quite a big watch, but they wear okay. So width, we are looking at 44, just under 44. Lug to lug, if I can get this in properly, we are looking at 47. And the lug width, as you can see, they've got concealed lugs, are 19. So typical Seiko width at the time. It's quite hard to find 19 mil straps, but every Seiko I have that's a 19 mil strap, you can squeeze a 20 mil leather one in there, no problem. I do have one of the original straps. They came with a very similar bracelet that the Pogues came with. But yeah, tachymeter ring, and of course we've got day date. And they're pretty fantastic watches. Now the 6138s and 6139s, as they're one of the first chronograph movements to market. And it was designed to be a chronograph movement. It wasn't designed to be a watch movement with a chronograph stuck on top. It was designed to be a chronograph movement. Now you notice there is no constant running seconds. So when you stop the watch and when you reset it, the chronograph is still running. There's a clutch in there, and right now it's slipping. So Seiko advised when you had them that you do your resets after you've done your timings, but then restart the watch. And doing that will make the vertical clutch last forever. And that was the other thing about these watches. These watches came out with column wheels and vertical clutches. And the start-stop mechanism on these is so soft and smooth. You know, it makes a cam-operated chronograph. You notice the difference. You need, I would say, less than half the pressure of a cam-operated chronograph to operate the start-stop on these. And the same with the reset. The reset is nice and smooth. It's not, you know, it doesn't affect things anywhere near as bad as other watches. So yeah, and these are great watches. And I've picked these up years ago, absolutely years ago. This is when you could buy stuff on the internet, and people were just starting to get into watch collecting, particularly on Seikos, and you know, 50 quid or less would pick you up one of these in nice condition. They are very similar construction. I don't know if I can open the case on this one. Oh no, that one's locked in, so I'll find one of these should be open. Where'd the other one go? There it is. There we go. Let's get her open. So this is 6138. There was apparently a 613. So this one was 6138A, and there was apparently a 6138B movement, which had 23 joules, which is the Japan only movement. Oops, the case back gasket on that is like rock hard. But anyway, I don't really wear these much just because there are a lot of moving parts in these. And as you can see, that's the usual magic lever. And if you move around, we should get to see, there's the balance wheel, and you get a decent size balance wheel on this because they're from the 6 series. The balance wheels on these are massive, and you get a balance bridge, not a cock, a bridge, so it's really, really secure. Can you see the crown? Can we see that? I think you must have to take off the hold on, come on, let's get this round. Oh no, you can't see the, oh there it is, there's the column wheel there, just there. That's the column wheel that controls the operations. So yeah, and yeah, great watches, well put together. There's a metal spacer ring, so that holds everything in place. It's a spacer ring that captures the pushers in place. And they are expensive to service because, as I say, there's a lot of moving parts, so you have to justify the cost of servicing these. I have serviced one of these in the past, and it is hard. The hardest part about it is getting that chronograph center seconds on, because unlike the Swiss, it's a square tapered shaft that comes out and you get one chance to get it right. As soon as you've done that, you've got to throw the second hand away and get a brand new one and start again. So yeah, it was, the second hand was seen as a serviceable item. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see how these watches perform on the TimeGrapher. So now I've only just woken this little trio up, so I always find with a watch when it's been in storage for a while, it takes a little bit of time for it to get back to its performance, or the oil's, you know, moved around, pulled or whatever. But let's see what she does. So as it's a 6 series, it's 54.5. Chronograph is running. Let's see what she does. Bear in mind, this is a watch from 1971. And there you go. Not bad. 4 seconds. Good beat error. Amplitude for a Seiko of this age. And I say this could do with a good service, is doing okay. As you know, this one's from 1972. Beg your pardon. So yeah, that one's not bad. I'm not sure if it's fully wound. That's 72. This one is 71. See how she does. Oh, that's good. -3, but a very clean signal. Wow. Good amplitude too. That is quite impressive for a watch from 1971, and I have no idea when this one was last serviced. I mean, I've had this watch for 20 years. I have literally no idea when it was serviced, but that is good. I say I've literally only just woken these three up. They've been in a slumber for probably 7-8 months. I need to get some decent straps on them. Particularly this one is in very good condition. I do get a little bit worried about wearing it, particularly with the case condition. And I managed to secure a load of spare. Here we go, she's picking up now. I managed to secure a load of spare parts for these, including the tachymeter bezels original. They weren't as hard to get hold of as the Pogue ones. And I've got I think I've got a clutch wheel somewhere, a vertical clutch, and some hour wheels as well somewhere. So they're there, and I probably will one day when I get a chance give them a good service. Right, let's try the last one. This one is from 74, 75, 74. So 1974. Let's see what she does. I'm only testing these in the dial-up position. I'm not going to give them a full-blown all 5 positions because they'll probably fail miserably. Yeah, this one needs a bit of a wind. But again, you know, there we go. Good beat error. Amplitude, not the greatest. This is probably the worst of the 3. Well, yeah, I do have a jumbo as well. It's in several pieces, as it has an issue with the pallet wheel. But yeah, that one's tailing off. So this is probably the worst of the lot. All right, let's stop it. Now, as far as I know, there were some other variations of the 6138, but these are my 3. And I say there is a Japanese only variant. But I can line these 3 up and show you. But I think, oh, there we go. These are some of the best looking bang for buck, full-blown chronographs you could ever buy. Good old Seiko. So please like and subscribe. Helps build the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.